From a book that secretly comes alive to a single word that quietly ruined an entire character, today we're breaking down 10 hidden secrets in How to Train Your Dragon. But first, if Toothless is your favorite dragon, drop a fire emoji. And if you grew up on this franchise, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Number 1. Why don't the dragons in Hiccup's book move until after thunder strikes? What if I told you a single storm changes the entire way Hiccup sees dragons for the rest of the movie? Early on, when Hiccup lips through his dragon book, the illustrations are completely still, lifeless, exactly the way you'd expect from an old hand-drawn manual. But after Toothless shoots him down during that thunderstorm, something shifts. From that point forward, every dragon image in the book suddenly feels like it's moving, alive, almost breathing on the page. That's not an animation error, that's Hiccup's own fear and fascination with dragons bleeding into how he perceives them now. Here's the anchor detail that seals it. The very next scene cuts to 2 Viking ships, one flying a flag showing a dragon's body sliced by a sword, the other showing fire pouring from a Viking's mouth. Flip that imagery around, and it quietly tells you the real story. Dragons never actually attack first. Humans have been the aggressors this entire time. Did you catch that detail hiding in the flags? Number 2. Did Stoic actually kill a Night Fury? Wait, is there a body count hiding in Stoic's own history that the movie never spells out? Look closely at his hands next time you rewatch. They're covered in small black teeth with a rough, dark texture that matches Night Fury scales almost exactly. Now here's where it gets unsettling. In the flashback where Cloudjumper takes Valka away, you can spot that some of his teeth are visibly missing. Put those 2 details side by side, and a darker theory starts to form. What if Stoic fought Cloudjumper years ago and ripped some of his teeth out during that battle? If that's true, those teeth on his hands aren't just decoration, they're a trophy, a permanent reminder of revenge against the same species his own son would eventually befriend. Does that change how you see Stoic's hatred of dragons? Number 3. Why do the dragons look so much bigger in the live-action movie? Here's something most fans never noticed was intentional. In the original animated films, Hiccup was deliberately designed to look small and out of place, so the entire world around him, buildings, trees, Stoic, Gobber, was built oversized just to make him feel like a pipsqueak who didn't belong. But in the live-action version, that entire visual trick breaks down. Mason Thames, who plays Hiccup, isn't small at all. He's actually taller than the actress playing Astrid. So instead of just Hiccup looking tiny, everything in that oversized world now dwarfs literally everyone, dragons included. It completely shifts the visual dynamic of the franchise, even though the emotional core stays exactly the same. Did the scale change make the dragons feel more intimidating to you, or did something get lost in translation? Number 4. Hiccup is secretly one of the strongest characters in the franchise. Did you know Hiccup is way stronger than the show ever makes him look? In the TV series, Snotlow punches him square in the face, and Hiccup just gets back up like nothing happened. Then when Hiccup punches back, Snotlow goes down instantly, out cold. It doesn't stop there. In the second movie, when Hiccup surprises Toothless with his new tail fin, Toothless gets so excited he jumps directly onto him. And Hiccup doesn't just take the hit, he supports Toothless's entire weight on one leg and pushes him back. For context, Night Furies reportedly weigh around 1,700 pounds. Here's the anchor detail that actually explains it. Hiccup grew up working as a blacksmith, hammering metal daily, and he's literally the son of Stoic the Vast. Maybe that strength was never really a mystery at all. Number 5. 5 small details in How to Train Your Dragon you probably missed. First, Hiccup quietly became one of animation's first main characters to lose a limb without it being played for comedy, something Gobber's exaggerated hand attachments were specifically there to contrast. Second, every dragon design in the franchise is based on real animals, and the Terrible Terror's screeching sound effect actually came from a real chihuahua, with the studio reportedly paying its owner to use the recordings. Third, if you look closely at background scenery throughout the films, some of those doodles were drawn by the actual children of the crew members, a small personal touch buried in the world itself. Fourth, in the second movie's final battle, the Alpha loses his left tusk the exact same way Drago loses his left arm, and once you notice that pattern, it keeps going. Gobber's left hand, Hiccup's left foot, Toothless's left tail fin. Everyone in this franchise loses something specifically on the left side. Coincidence or a deliberate visual theme? Quick one before we keep going. Which of these small details genuinely surprised you the most? Drop it in the comments. Number 6. Did one rewritten line quietly ruin Stoic's entire character arc? In the original animated film, Stoic spends the whole movie refusing to believe dragons could be anything but monsters, even staring at proof right in front of him. But by the end, after saving Toothless, he finally breaks, turning to Hiccup and simply saying, "I'm sorry."
I'm sorry.
It's a small line, but it carries the entire emotional weight of his arc. it shows real growth, a grown man admitting he was wrong and finally seeing his son clearly for the first time. Here's the anchor detail. In the live-action remake, that exact line gets swapped out for, "I was only trying to protect you."
Wasn't I trying to protect you?
That's not an apology anymore. That's a justification. The kind of thing he'd have said at the start of the story, not the emotional peak at the end. By avoiding a genuine apology, the remake quietly undercuts everything Stoic was supposed to have learned. Did you notice the line changed the first time you watched it? Number 7. Astrid's new backstory might actually make more sense than you think. Setting aside how different Astrid looks in live action, her new backstory as an outsider arriving in Berk might actually line up better with the lore than people realize. Remember what Hiccup explains early on. Vikings deliberately give their children ugly names to ward off trolls and gnomes. Astrid, on the other hand, is a completely normal, common Scandinavian name, which stands out once you know that detail. And here's something most fans don't know at all. Astrid didn't originally exist in the books. The original character in that role was a girl named Kamikaze, meant to be heir to a rival tribe just like Hiccup. DreamWorks reportedly scrapped that name for obvious reasons tied to its real-world meaning. And considering Hiccup was only around 10 years old in the source books compared to 15 in the animated series, there was never really any romantic angle hinted at in the original material at all. Number 8. How did Hiccup actually lose his leg? We all know Hiccup lost his leg fighting the Red Death, but the actual mechanics of how it happened get glossed over. Look closely at the scene. Hiccup is falling headfirst directly into fire, and Toothless has only a split second to react and save him. If the fire alone had caused the injury, logically his hair and upper body would have been burned first, not one specific leg cleanly. The far more logical explanation is that Toothless had to grab onto that leg quickly just to pull Hiccup close enough to shield him from the flames entirely. Hiccup himself basically confirms this later, joking in the sequel that Toothless is the one who shot him down in the first place, and that he couldn't save all of him, so he just had to make it even. A joke, sure, but also basically an explanation hiding in plain sight. Number 9. Why won't Toothless kill Grimmel, even when he has the chance? In the final battle, Toothless and Grimmel come face to face, close enough for an easy kill, and Toothless visibly holds back his plasma blast. The most obvious explanation ties back to the moment Toothless, under mind control, accidentally killed Hiccup's father. That trauma may have left him hesitant to ever take another human life again, even his worst enemy. But here's where the theory gets a lot stranger. When Toothless first meets Hiccup's daughter, he instantly recognizes her as Hiccup's child without hesitation. Now, look closely at her twin sibling's face structure. Fans have pointed out it oddly resembles Grimmel's features. Could Toothless's hesitation to kill Grimmel actually run deeper than trauma? Is there a possibility Grimmel is somehow biologically connected to the twins? It sounds far-fetched, but the visual resemblance is hard to unsee once you notice it. Number 10. Why did Stoic have to drown before he could finally say, "I'm proud of you"? Before the final battle even starts, Stoic had already disowned his own son, and he's still using Toothless to hunt down the dragon's nest, convinced this raid will finally end the war for good. The Vikings storm the volcano expecting a fight, but every dragon suddenly flees instead of attacking, and for a second, the Vikings think they've actually won. Then the ground starts shaking. The Red Death bursts out of the volcano, and it becomes immediately clear this was never a battle they could win. Ships burn, weapons shatter, and Stoic and Gobber stay behind just to buy the others time to escape, but their attacks barely even register on the Alpha. Here's the anchor moment. Hiccup arrives with the dragons of Berk right as his father is about to lose everything, and races to free Toothless, who's trapped underwater in sinking chains. Hiccup dives in after him and runs out of air trying to break them loose. He blacks out, and it's Stoic who pulls him to the surface, then dives right back down without a word to finish freeing Toothless himself. Underwater, father and dragon lock eyes for the first time, and Toothless carries Stoic back up. Only after nearly drowning does Stoic finally say the words Hiccup had been waiting his whole life to hear. "I'm proud to call you my son."
I'm sorry.
Would that line have hit as hard if it hadn't cost him almost dying to say it? And that's it. Which one of these secrets caught you off guard the most? Stoic's teeth, the rewritten apology, or the Grimmel theory? Let me know in the comments. If you want part 2, hit that like button and make sure you're subscribed, because we're uncovering even more dragon secrets next time.